Colorado Misdemeanor Reform Act getting pushback from law enforcement in southern Colorado as they say the new law poses a risk to public safety. Before, it was a crime for felons to have guns no matter what they were convicted of. Now, under the new law, a felon can only be arrested for having a gun if the crime they were convicted of directly involved a victim. It's crimes like murder, sexual assault, robbery, and even careless driving. They can all still be charged with possession of a weapon by a previous offender if they're caught with a gun. Now, under the new law, felons who are convicted of crimes not directly involving a victim, like drug possession, stealing cars, or burglary, cannot be arrested if they are caught with a gun. Here's an example. On March 15th, Pueblo Police heard gunshots in this area. They found a man trying to hide something under his shirt. He ran away from officers, but they eventually took him into custody here. Officers found the man, who had already been convicted of 8 felony crimes, had a gun, but because of the new law, he could not be charged with possessing a gun and was instead released. This legislation just came into effect about a month ago in Colorado, and law enforcement in southern Colorado are now starting to see the effects of the law firsthand. KRDO News Channel 13's Sean Rice has been speaking at length with law enforcement about this law. He's live in studio tonight with what they're saying. Sean?
Yes, Sydney, Pueblo Police have mentioned the law now 4 separate times in their releases, saying they could have arrested those felons, but with this new law, that changes. Law enforcement all across southern Colorado have made their message clear. They believe allowing felons to possess guns is harming public safety amid a 47% rise in violent crime here in our state.
I don't believe that drug dealers should be able to possess firearms and sell drugs.
According to a new law, if you're convicted of selling drugs, it's not a serious enough crime to prevent you from owning a gun.
2 in specifically that they missed the boat on still is drug offenders, specifically those charged with distribution, and the motor vehicle theft. Drugs and guns are involved in motor vehicle theft more often than they are not.
Misdemeanor Reform Act became law on March 1st, allowing some felons to own guns depending on what they were convicted of. Since then, Pueblo Police have mentioned the law by name in press releases. The most recent, this convicted felon arrested on Thursday with an assault rifle in his possession, but no crimes on his record that fall under the new law.
Officers are repeatedly arresting the same violent offender with weapons over and over and over again. At some point, they're either going to shoot my officers or my officers are going to have to shoot them. When that person's in jail, when that person's in prison, that's not going to happen.
Mesa County Representative Matt Soper is a prime sponsor on a new House bill that makes the list of arrestable crimes longer, an effort to correct what he believes are past mistakes.
That went way too far. That someone who's committed a very dangerous felony, a heinous act, should not then be allowed to have their firearm rights returned when they've committed a subsequent heinous act.
Chief Noller told me another reason felons possessing weapons doesn't make sense to him is because they cannot obtain them legally, meaning he believes there will be an increase in stolen guns in Pueblo. Reporting in the studio, Sean Rice, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, Sean, something we'll continue to track. Thank you.